And I said I'm gonna lean into some peppermint tonight. Just a few drops of whatever you choose. I choose peppermint. All right, if you wish, totally up to you. Hand over your heart. I'm doing the best that I can. I'm doing the best that I can. One last Hanu, deep Hanu. Doing the best that I can, that we can. It's almost over, guys. Shout out to our teachers. You guys are amazing people. So special shout out to our awesome and wonderful teachers. Wrapping up this school year. Tomorrow's the last day of school for public school. And we love you and we mahalo you for taking care of our keiki and helping them get through this school year, because I know it's not easy. I mean, I definitely send my kids like, bye, go. I pick you up at 2:00. See you later. So, hi, Auntie. So we have a couple of people that are still trying to log in. They're texting. Okay. Anyways, it'll be on soon. So we're going to get started. Tonight's call is going to be led by my leaders, so I'm so thankful to have them on, Felicia and Lehua. So I'm going to toss it over to them, and then you guys need sharing capabilities. I don't know if you guys have that already. Let me check. Not yet. Let's see. I think, Liz, are you able to give them sharing capability?
Yes, I'm giving Felicia.
Both of you, or just Felicia? I wasn't sure. Okay.
Both of them. Okay.
Okay, girls, whenever you are ready.
Hi, Felicia. Let me share because it looks like I can on my side.
Okay, yeah, you and then I'll share.
Okay. Hi everyone. Happy Aloha Wednesday. It's been a while. I hope everyone is doing amazing on the other side of the island. Let me go ahead and share. Can you folks hear me okay? Because I don't have my microphone set up. So yeah, okay. Oh, let me see this. Okay, so I am going to start off in our topic as this or our theme tonight, Malama Your Mana'o. Pretty exciting for what Felicia's gonna start us off in. But first, we're gonna go over some promos. I hope everyone got their free product of the month. I know I did, because this is one of my favorite oils to have on hand for any honestly just any spiritual protection besides mosquitoes and all the great things for the outdoor. This is also really a good one to just energetically protect you as well. So I hope you folks scored on that. Geranium is always the great one, I think, for everyone who loves to use it on their skin, and just a little extra floral essence for that little feminine May. An amazing one to have. And then also our sunscreen. I got this last month. I'm gonna be very transparent. I was really bummed that I loaded up on this last month because I was getting sunburn back in Lahaina. It is really hot. So when Kanani did say that, I was like, "You're funny, sis," but you know, I hope you folks scored on this. That's for sure. I hope you folks scored. And then we also got the Costa Brio and the Car Clip Diffuser. And so from this one, ocean, it really smelled. That's what I feel like, a little bit of an ocean grounding, mixed in with that little woodsy. So if you did not smell this one, I would highly recommend this as well, especially smelling it at the beach. It just feels really divine. And then Yarrow Palm, if you are not Yarrow Palm all the way, I don't know if you're doing life right in the doTERRA world then. But the Yarrow Palm is where we wanna go. I really love this one. I always load up on Yarrow Palm everything because it's just a beautiful oil to have for everything skin and cuts and scrapes and all of that extra fun things. So these are our last, I think we have 3 days left. So yeah, I think we have a couple days left to get this in. So if you are going for your 200 PV, or if you are going to be helping anyone, that's a really good deal, and it works wonders in our life. Here in Lahaina, I can testify because the sun is just brutal here. So that's an amazing thing to have on hand. And then this is our product availability that we have currently right now. So just take a look at this, because this is where we are at for all the different things. If you want to screenshot that, well, we are currently out of stock right here. But if you want to screenshot this, please screenshot this so that you can have this for the next few days and to go ahead and share with anyone else that you would love to share with. And now we are going to jump into the emotions in the body, restoring chi, and this is going to be handed over to Felicia.
Thank you. Do you want me to share so I'll control the screen, or you want to press? Okay. Okay, so I can't see your faces after I hit share, so that makes me nervous, but here we go.
Sorry. My headphones are falling off.
Okay. Okay, let's see. What do you guys see?
It's good, girl.
Okay. Good. You see my notes? Oh, well, it doesn't matter. Okay. Changing, or are you seeing emotions?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna talk about emotions and how you know, to get the flow. I feel nervous, and I shouldn't, because you guys are all my friends. Okay. So emotions are chi. Every single emotion influences the way chi moves within our physical body. Where do you feel emotion? Most people will say they feel their emotions in their hearts, chest, or guts. Therefore, it is evident that our feelings can influence the quality and directions of our chi. Traditional Chinese medicine considers the 7 emotions, Su Wen, the main cause of internal disease. Having intense emotions for an appropriate amount of time is a healthy experience. But when emotions are suppressed, ignored, or denied for long periods of time, chi flow becomes severely disrupted and can cause damage or disease in the body. Okay. Where do you guys feel emotions? You can put it in the chat. Okay, so the 7 emotions. And this is from the book Elements of Emotion. So the 7 emotions. The joy scatters chi, worry stagnates chi, and we'll go through how these are connected to each organ and emotion in the body. So grief can consume chi, exhaust chi, dissolve chi. Fear can descend chi, sink chi. Anger can force chi to rise or ascend chi, bring it up, right? And fright and anxiety can block chi. So TCM teaches us that we need to create harmony in the body. There are equal and opposite frequencies that neutralize disharmony. When there is excess chi, we must bring it down. When chi is dissolving, we must tonify and strengthen it. When there is a blockage of chi, we must release it. Thankfully, we can do this with our daily practices and our essential oils.
While reminding myself to not get hurt again. It's too hot for me.
So joy in this case is, just as a side note, it's like over exuberance or being excessive in an excessive way, because it's like having an imbalance, right? So it's not really the same as happiness. Sorry. Okay, so how this relates, like I wanted to share how this was like interrelated to like the elements and like the core emotions, and how the essential oils they address these core emotions and help us move away from the maybe negative and into like a positive. That's what I love about the oil. So heart heart is related to your fire, and stress weakens our heart. Earth and is related to our spleen, and worry weakens our spleen. The lungs are related to grief, and grief, lungs are related to metal. I'm sorry, grief weakens our lungs, and fear weakens our kidneys, related to water. And the liver is related to anger, and anger weakens our liver. So research shows that traumatic experiences are stored on a cellular level and have profound effects on one's emotions and physical state of the body. Essential oils have the ability to gently support emotions, to balance our energies and open our subconscious mind, promote emotional release of negative stored memories, and reprogram the mind with positive beliefs. So it's related to how like chi moves through our body, because we want to unstick chi, we want to move it, we want to keep it flowing. And so that's what the oils are doing for us. So I have here, oftentimes we become accustomed to the same kind of feelings in our body, whether it is subconscious or conscious. Our feelings then become habitual, and the familiarity of being anxious or angry provides a kind of certainty or even security. It becomes something we depend on. But what if we flow towards the opposite feelings to offset the disharmony that we're feeling in our body? And this is what the oils can do for us. It is important to release the emotions and not let stagnant energy build up in the body. I also want to mention that the vibrations of these emotions, stress, anger, worry, grief, fear, are very low. And so when we're tuning in, using our oils to support us, we're raising our vibration just by bringing the oils into play. So I love that we have the tools that we do. So the mind-body connection, this is just more connecting with what we already know about how the oils work, you know, so we know that every emotion that you experience can be linked to a physical response in the body. And that's how we feel that maybe a chi is stagnant when we're referring to chi, or just like having, you know, not feeling like ourselves, right? So moods and emotions can be influenced by aromas. The aromatic compounds evoke an emotion and physical response depending on the oil that's used. This is connected to our limbic system. When we're smelling that oil, it's activating our limbic system in our brain. And so it's sending us into that emotional, you know, towards that emotion that's better for us versus, you know, maybe where we're stuck, not feeling well, or feeling sad, or feeling grief. So we can literally flip a switch by connecting with the right essential oil for our needs. Okay. So this is where we get a little, like, you know, a little more nerdy. Hopefully I'm not losing anybody, but I just wanted to show that, you know, we have the tools. So disharmony in the heart is associated with turbulent chi, or rebellious chi. Anxiety blocks movement of chi. It's stagnant chi. So stress weakens your heart. When we're addressing core emotions, you want to move away from the associated emotion and into soothing support. So on these graphics, it shows that we're associated emotion with stress, right? We're feeling overwhelmed in stress, or burnt out in stress, or over analyzing, like maybe we can't fall asleep. And I've heard a lot of people have success with wild orange versus a lavender at night. And so maybe it's an issue of over analyzing why they can't have a good rest, versus just that maybe their body can't relax, if that makes sense, you know, because everybody responds different, and maybe that's the reason that some things don't work for you know, the same people. So yeah, so this is how essential oils work, right? We're trying to get to from one place and flow into the right direction, or out of something. So they support us where we need. In order to restore our heart chi that may be blocked from anxiety, we could be using serenity to support our rest and move through that blocked energy. Our LLV supports us from the inside out and help our cells to feel revitalized and keep our chi flowing. I love these stress protocols. Like, this is just getting in your day, taking your vitamins, using your tools, using your adaptive if that's what works for you. I personally love Copaiba and Melissa for stress, especially highly stressful days. And another element of TCM is flavor. And these oils, if you've ever put them in your mouth or under your tongue, they're very bitter. They're very they taste like a resin, you know, but they are very soothing. And so every plant has a flavor that represents a chi flow. And so it goes back to the plants, right? So a bitter flavor is associated with the heart element, and the flavor is, in Chinese medicine, is draining, drying, and clearing. It can also sometimes be cool, or can drain heat. The flavor is used in a herbal form to remove excess inflammation. So frankincense is also a great example of a bitter oil. Frank helps to move chi downwards. If you think heat rises, so we want to bring it down to balance it out. So I love that, right? So it's kind of, you know, ways to kind of bring these things into your day and make sense of them when you're trying to pick the right oil sometimes, and you're just need to do it intuitively. Okay, so next is the spleen. So the spleen The spleen is, there's disharmony in the spleen. It's caused by like worry, and it stagnates our energy. It knots our energy. It weakens our spleen. So when we spend time like ruminating on thoughts, like things are going over and over in our head, and notice how these are connected to each other, right? These stressors or these feelings can all be interconnected. So you may be reaching to make a blend for yourself that maybe makes sense because you're feeling like all of these things, or so sweet is a flavor associated with the spleen, and think of like the sweetness of life, not necessarily like the sweetness of an oil, but things that bring you peace. So I associated peace with countering worry. So moving away from worry, because I want to bring peace or calm or contentment in. And contentment, they point here to the peace oil. And I talk about the emotional oils, but I didn't want this to just be about the emotional oils, because there's so many other tools that we can use that we might not think are, and that's what I loved about these graphics too, that they kind of point us to oils in our arsenals that we maybe haven't thought to use. So the sweet flavor that influences the body positively is in reference to whole foods, like fruits and sweet potatoes. And so I didn't find any like lime on this list, because that's what I was kind of thinking, but it's because I'm looking at the oils from the point of view of like, I want to feel calm and peace instead of worry. So I want to associate myself towards like a solution based, and that's kind of what I love about it. So we want to counter the feelings of worry and bring in peace. When we worry, we're focusing on the problem. So in this case, we're starting with the emotion we want to feel. We want to feel calm and supported with an oil like Roman chamomile. And I love that peace and balance are on this also. So it's like an easy grab when you're feeling, worried, or you need to feel literally peace or literally calm, right? So I love that those oils. The mood boosters, I think that just getting out into the elements and using like daily practices like gratitude, these all kind of to me related back to the pillars of health. So doTERRA's pillars of health, these are basically kind of the same thing in a different format, but sometimes it does just take the action of doing something to improve, that doesn't cost any money, right? Just like maybe going to bed a little earlier, getting out in the sunlight, or moving our bodies and stuff. So did you know that you couldn't feel worried and gratitude at the same time? Like our brain isn't, psychologically, our brains cannot respond to negative emotions and positive emotions at the same time. So gratitude impacts the limbic system, which is, we discussed in the beginning, that's our emotional center. And so it all connects to each other. When we start taking care of one part of our body, we're actually affecting the other part, and maybe we don't even know it. And intuitively, our body, or ourselves, will be telling us what we need, and we might not understand it in the beginning. When we understand what it's relating to. Does that make sense? Okay, so moving on. So sadness is related to grief, and grief is related to our lungs. And when we of emotion physically, sometimes that's where we feel a sadness is directly like a weight on our chest, right? A lot of times that's what people will describe. And all of these emotions, they have like associated emotions. So you may be feeling sad over rejection and maybe not heartbreak, but it still feels like a grief, that like a suffering on your chest, right? And so like from the spectrum of, you know, kids to adults, it might be a type of grief in for big or little things, you know, so we never know. But grief is disharmony in your lungs, and it dissolves your chi or consumes your chi, and grief weakens our lungs. Associated with like a spicy, pungent flavor, and the metal element I have here. It can disperse stagnation, circulate blood, and invigorate movement of chi. Oh, I'm sorry. That's the eucalyptus oil. So eucalyptus is a good example of this type of oil. It literally breaks up and disperses our chi, our stagnant chi. I put the console oil here just to highlight, like I said, the emotional line. It's really tailored for us to have that grab and go that's really simple, really easy. When somebody's struggling, it's easy for us to share something like this that literally says like, I want to console you. I want to give you a hug, you know? And the elements of spicy and pungent are like this oil to a T. Either you really like this oil or you don't, because it's kind of has that patchouli smell. It's kind of heavy maybe when people smell it, but the people that need it, they love this oil and they really will gravitate to something like this. So good to know that we have like our emotional line that supports us, easy, you know, something easy to pick up, but also know that maybe your eucalyptus can also bring you out of like a state of grief, you know, so which was really cool to learn. I learned a lot doing this. Okay, so fear and the kidneys. So disharmony in the kidneys is associated with fear. And so fear descends chi, sinks chi, impairs chi. Fear weakens the kidney. And so these like physical indicators, you know, I think everybody's, you know, felt some kind of like nervousness or something like that, but that's kind of not the same. That's like you either have good nerves or bad nerves. Like tonight I have good nerves, I guess, you know, being here with all of you, but and but you know, we want to move away from those associated emotions of, you know, anxiousness, and, you know, support ourselves with some lavender. This has a associated emotion of jealous with an upset stomach and cinnamon bark, which I thought was interesting. I don't really use cinnamon bark that often, but you know, I think those are I love learning about all the different oils that you can associate with those associated emotions, those deeper emotions, like getting to the really the reason that you're feeling fearful. So fearlessness is the quality of having no fear. So I love this blend that you can make for yourself and keep in your pocket. And, you know, if you're struggling with these kind of emotions, and say, you know, I release all negativity, doubt, and fear. And just having those daily practices, you know, maybe can improve your life and move that stagnant energy. Okay, so disharmony in the liver associated with anger. And anger is a funny one because you can really describe anger. You know, you can have like, I'm angry about, you know, being hungry or something, you know, but there's so many like ways to describe, you know, frustrated anger, irritable anger. Sometimes, you know, it's no, somebody didn't do anything to you and you're just maybe feeling grumpy, you know, and maybe a little balance in your life may bring you out of it, and your family would be happier. So sour is this flavor associated with the liver element. I always think in Chinese medicine, green. My holistic doctor always said like go outside and look at the plants. So that could be helpful too. There is a lot of wood oils in here with balance and forgive and copaiba and frank. So I love that we have so many options. The affirmation, I can feel my anger and still stay in control. So I love that. And then we have like an emotional release technique. So I don't know if you've ever, kind of what we do in the beginning, right? We're taking an oil and we're telling ourselves that we're doing the best that we can. And I think just those small practices are good to do when you're having an emotional day, you know, an emotionally overwhelmed day. So I think one small way that we can remember to like center ourselves, keep that chi flowing, you know, move that stagnant energy and stuff is to like really call out that emotion and get your emotions book or your app and look it up and be like, what do I need today? You know, maybe it's something that you don't expect. So I hope you guys all learned something new, and maybe like another way to release those emotions that we don't want to store in our body and cause disease. So hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to pass it back over to Lehua. She's going to do the biz portion for us.
That's awesome, Felicia. Thank you. You're really, really great on those slides. Um, can you folks hear me? I can't see your face, so I hope you folks can hear me. The biz topic. So our biz topic is building intentional relationships, and we kind of bounce back and forth about this topic because I think because we live in Hawaii, but also because Felicia and we just connect in such a very like vibrational way, and just we think in that type of way as well, that we kind of wanted to intertwine what she just shared about with also our strength. And so tonight our biz topic is gonna shine a little bit on our strength. Right now I live in my well, I've been living in my strengths, but how this can tailor to your personal business is looking at this from your own perspective. Even if you didn't do your own strength test, like a paper, something like what I was sharing with Felicia that I loved about this strength test is that before I even took the strength test, because of the things that she shared prior, I dove really deep into doTERRA in that way, in understanding from a culture perspective, la'au lapa'au, that our plant medicine in the bottles, I call them besties in bottles, they really do become our besties because they help us in the ways that she shared our cheese and how that relates to our strengths and how our habits really become who we are. And when I learned about our strengths test, I learned it a little bit more through Eddie Villa, and he really just shifted my whole perspective of understanding how our strength test shows who we are as individuals, the beauty of who we are, and how that, when you can see the beauty of who you are through your own eyes, that develops your leadership, that develops your relationship with yourself, that builds that pilina to who you are. And he just blew my mind on just what he really looked at the strengths test on. And for me, as a doTERRA wellness advocate, I really looked at that like, okay, he used his strengths to help the rest of us understand our strengths a little bit better. And so this strengths graphic right here, it just breaks up in the 4 categories that your strengths can align to. And how that works in a beautiful way is you do not have to build your business like everyone else, but you can learn. You can be a student in your own way and learn from all your teachers around you by being your own individual self and just really taking all of that to compound your strength. Right now, if you were to ask Kanani, oh, very radical lifestyle that I'm living, but I'm living in my strengths 100% because of who I am as a Kanaka Maoli. And so for me to walk the talk in doTERRA is to walk the talk out in the real world. And I understand that because I understand who I am and my strength. So in the back end, currently, since this fire, you can go ahead and ask her just how our conversations are about that as well. But one thing that I'm always consistent with letting her know is where I'm at in this journey of this afterlife, what I'm doing, how I'm taking care of myself, what I am doing to contribute to the community at where my community is at, how we are plugging in. You know, I just got some of my teammates back. Some just came back to the island. Some just got a place after not having a place, and still they know we move like this. And the reason why that is because we have seasons in life. And so when you can know your strengths, you can know how do you build. I am a heavy executing and strategic category. And then I flow into the relating and the influencing. What that says for me is like the oils, patchouli for me is my maximizer oil. It helps me really ground into that oil. It's the anchor oil that was created in a deck card that is like this. So this is a deck card that is tailored to doTERRA, as we can see. It's called Anchor to Your Strength. This deck card is by, I believe her name is Melinda something, but she's also in doTERRA as well. But this is how the cards look like. This can help you as an individual as well, because it can show you where you are at, who you are as an individual, and how it aligns to pipes, where you can be at to align your strength to your rankings as well. As I said, patchouli is one of my oils that I use. So maximizing is my anchor oil. Anchor oil means a number 5 oil, or your number 5 strength. So that's a strength that once your 1 through 5 or 1 through 4 is aligned, your 5 just comes in and it just amplifies everything. And so that is mine. Relating was a cool one that we just randomly picked tonight because of what me and Felicia was talking about, and she didn't do her strength test yet, but it was like, well, if we just have to think about who you are, what would you say one of your strengths would be if we just, think about it. And this was one that really related to her, so maybe if when she takes her strength test, it would be something for her to also use. This is just another tool on top of whatever you use, because as we grow as a collective, as individuals, we come with our strengths like this, and then we can hui up and we can actually put that into a bigger perspective. And it helps us as individuals really just relate to each other, because it lets us let others come as they are as we come who we are. And so this is the strength Anchor to Your Strengths deck right here. I believe you can get this at aromalife.com. I'm gonna go and double check on that, but there's a whole other category, or there's just a section inside that area that has all about your strengths. There's a book and everything that you can get as well. And so how that relates and pulling it into our move your business forward. There's seasons, like I was saying, everybody's at where they're at. I can just look at this and know that I've just been connecting with so many people. But no, I know where I'm at right now to understand I don't have sustainability every single day due to our lifestyle in Lahaina. And that's something for me to be mindful of, to the fact of how I build my business and my intentions of how I build it. And it doesn't matter how much I know, if I know that my people are at a place where they can't even receive. That's where I make sure that I always live in my strengths, malamadem, strategically move correctly, so that in the time, like how I tell Kanani, I'm just planting my seeds because it's a season. I'd be lying to myself if I would be saying, oh yeah, I can totally just run this like before this fire. No, aole. It's really just be real with myself, because the sooner that is, the sooner we can just work through our feelings, grow through our sadness, grow through all of the things, the sooner that we can release the things that are holding us back so that we can achieve our goals according to who we are and what our strengths are. So you can use that to go ahead and do your 222, which is connect with 2 new people daily organically as you, because your strength test is exactly who you are. You just got to believe it. And then follow through with your 2 people you have sampled with. If you connect with them in a very organic way and you do it just because of the love of who you are and what you want, it usually goes more easy. And then the check-in with 2 current customers and support 1 builder today. That's where your strengths and all of this chi help can really bring this forward. And this is our references and resources. If you are curious about your strengths test, you can go ahead and take it there. This is the book, The Elements of Emotions. It's a doTERRA-based book as well. Everything that Felicia was communicating about. It is by Desiree. If you folks know her, she does a lot of Chinese medicine, and it goes deeper into the many topics that Felicia talked about as well. And then the Anchor to Your Strength deck. And that's what we have for tonight. Thank you.
Thanks,
you,
guys. Yeah, thank you. The Gallup, the link was up there, so hopefully you guys got that, because I really feel like leaning into our strengths as we revamp our business or move in a different direction from what we've been doing before. Like Lehua was mentioning, like she can't do her business in the same way after the fires and all the things that she's dealt with her ohana. You know, just so many good nuggets tonight. So I would take that test. I kind of lied to Liza for like a whole year that I was going to take the test, and I never did. And then we had like a leader type of retreat where we stayed at the hotel, and she was like, you didn't take your test. Take it right now. Right now. I think Kate remembers this. And I was literally sitting poolside, and she was like, go, take it. And don't think, just answer. Like, do you remember that, Kate? She was very bossy. But but you know what? It made me do it, and I'm so thankful, because I went back after the girls shared with me what they were going to talk about tonight. I went back to my strengths book tonight, and I probably need to take my test again, because it's been about 6-7 years. So but now I passed it on to my son and was like, you need to take your strengths test, because you're able to navigate life, your business, whatever it is, just a little bit easier, I feel, when you're leaning into that. So many good nuggets. And what you shared, Felicia, very thankful. I'm sorry, I kind of overtook the call, but I had so many things on my brain that I wanted to share. But I know she's cracking up at me, but I was very mad at my son yesterday. Like, I was mad from 9 a.m. I wanted to say, and thank God for oils, thank God for balance, thank God for frankincense. Like, I lean heavy into grounding oils when I am mad, like furious mad. This is being recorded, so I'm not going to share in depth why I was mad, but basically I thought something that wasn't happening. So I was mad from about 9 to 2 o'clock till I picked him up. Thank you for doTERRA, like leaning into our supplements, leaning into our oils. I just had this side chat with Auntie Sherlyn about like, what can I do? She had some teeth worked on today. So just like really leaning to what we have, because Felicia said it, we have these tools, guys. Like, how are we leaning into this? And as we lean into this, how are we sharing this? Because of all these tools that we have at our fingertips. So if we're loving the serenity stick because it has been magic in our house for ourselves, for our kids, how are we sharing that? How are we sampling that? How are we helping people to have that same wonderful deep sleep? So I think there's a part of us that needs to get back to basics. How are we sharing? Maybe not through classes, maybe one-to-ones, maybe like Lehua said, organically in conversation, just talk story. So I think it's so many good things. And thank you, girls. I love and appreciate it. It was so, so, so good. I'm gonna stop for a minute just in case anybody else wants to talk. Good, good. Okay, everybody good. All right. Well, we're gonna wrap up the call. I know this is such a special time together, and I'm so thankful for all of you and living in the space of gratitude for everyone to be on here, living in the space of just thankfulness, having Lehua back on our call with us. And I appreciate each and every one of you as we go forward and we work our businesses in the best way that we can, which feels hono with us, and we lead with integrity. So I think you all have a beautiful night, and we will see you back. Oh, wrap up the month, guys. Wrap up the month. We are moving in June. So we will see you guys next Wednesday, which will be our first call in June. So I know we got some things to wrap up. Go hard, Silver Clubbers. Cheering you all on. And any other announcements, Liza?
Yeah, hi everybody. So just a quick update that we are probably going to take a couple months off in summer. A couple months off in summer, a couple weeks off in summer for our team call. Just because we have a lot of travel, BOGOs happening, and then 4th of July holiday. So as of right now, we will not be having team calls on the 19th, 26th of June, and then July 3rd, since it's that night before July 4th. So the 19th, right now, we're taking off because we're anticipating that there's going to be BOGOs on the 19th, that week. If there isn't BOGOs, then we might still have a team call the week. But for sure, June 26th and July 3rd we'll be taking off for a team call. So we'll put out a calendar, but just a friendly little heads up that that's coming. That's it.
Thank you. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. Have a good night. We will be posting Facebook and then also on our WhatsApp with the new calendar and what we have for this summer. But I encourage all of you to pair up and do classes or one-to-ones or whatever it is, just so we can continue to share education. Although we're not having a call, like we still need to move forward and just do the things that we can in the best way possible. So have a beautiful night, guys. Thank you so much, Lehua and Felicia.
Thank
Mahalo.
you.
And Lehua.